to my channel. Welcome to... Ooh, I was going to say, hang on. I'm not plugged in. I don't know what the sound is like on just my phone. Alright, let's try that again. Hello, welcome to my channel and welcome to day... Oh God, I'm out of counting. 4. The 12 days of Christmas. Oh my God. Sorry. I was about to record and I was interrupted by a phone call from my brother over in Ireland, and it was just like, okay, I'll just chit chat with you and yeah, we'll figure it out. And yes, now I'm at that bleary-eyed stage. The lighting is probably terrible and harsh. The lighting is up there, and I had sunset behind me earlier. It was quite pretty. Anyway, oh God, it's been a day. Well, I suppose you're here for, well, I don't know what you're here for. Let me know what you're here for. Are you here for the chit-chat? Are you here for the yarn? Are you here for the stitching? Are you here for the stories? Answers on a postcard, please. This is my project bag. This is my project bag. How cool is that? And I love this. I really... Look, I have a thing for trees on charms, I guess you'd call them. Yeah. Ooh, got a knot in my microphone. Where am I at? Yes, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I swear I'm not so scattered. I'm probably on too much alcohol. I haven't had a coffee all day. Well, sorry, I had a coffee this morning. But yes, it's probably the alcohol now, if anything. Yes, let me just rearrange my squirrel tail, or bunny tail even, I don't know. My microphone. Hello. I have a dribble of wine because I've been drinking it while I've been talking to my brother. So, excuse the flushed cheeks. I'm looking for number 4 because that's why I'm recording these daily. So, you're here for, yes, subscribe, ring the bell, get the notifications. I'll get there. Okay, listen. This is what this is all about. The 12 Days of Harry Potter. Okay. This is by Forbidden Fibre. I've got the knit and crochet box. I will most likely be doing the crochet because I love the ripple effect on it. In saying that, where did I put it? Where did I put it? I have a bag somewhere in here. Out of reach. I picked my colours. I'll show you tomorrow. I picked my colours for the Hybrid Knit Along by Stephen West. Oh, I've taken it out to the lounge because I was supposed to be casting on. I keep meaning to watch this video, but at this stage I'm probably too tired and bleary-eyed to do the knitting today. So, day 4 of this. This is my knitting in the car project. All of this. And I'm off work for a week. So this is just a gathering of the knitting project. And then I'll have to put them all into balls, which I could do in the evenings. Put them into balls and then I'm ready. I'm good to go. This is... Ooh, okay. This is the Kiss of Death. We haven't seen it yet. Spoilers. The Dementor's kiss, aka the kiss of death, is the act of a Dementor sucking the soul out of a person, sucking out a person's soul. It is sometimes used as a sentence for criminals by the British Ministry of Magic and is considered a fate worse than death. Before Lord Voldemort was in control of the ministry, the Dementor's kiss was ordinarily used against those who had escaped from Azkaban. Sirius Black narrowly escapes being given a kiss due to the brave actions of Harry and Hermione. So, there was 88 yards in this, not 118, as stated on the card if you saw day 1. Now, if you were to hear Kiss of Death, what would you think is going to be in here? I'm kind of thinking if it was the Kiss of Death, it's going to be very, very dark. We've had Burgundy day 1, Blue and Green day 2, Green and Yellow day 3, and oh, that's ooh, Okay, it's dark. It's dark. It's dark green. Oh, there's a bit of blue in there, but it's beautiful dark green. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm going to pop this back in and we're going to see the rest of the worms. Literally, the worm tails. I coined this morning, not before I had any alcohol. Don't be mean. But so here is one. Here is two. Bend the other way. Behave. I know, I said this yesterday. Don't work with children, animals, or piffers. This is three, which is green. And now we're adding in a very dark kind of emerald green. It's working. That burgundy is very, very different. But the yellow and the greens, and this is what Forbidden Fibre did last year too. I could be way wrong here in thinking that it's Nicole, but anyway, the Forbidden Fibre chick did something similar. So there you can see the burgundy and the yellows and the greens and the darks. This is gorgeous, this last one. Absolutely beautiful. So I'll take my pictures. They'll be on Instagram and all of that jazz. And we will see where this colour transition takes us. Stitching. I have a finish. I'm so tired. I have a little ball of orts. They are off. Ooh, showing you the pattern too. Sorry. I have a little ball of orts there. Right there. And the plan is to get my tiny, I have 10 mil balls that I will then put the orts into, and that will be like a trinket to go with it. And there you go. Finished. Now what I ended up doing is the side deer are crossed as if I stitched it that way. So the stitches don't kind of line up pretty, but they line up where it makes more sense because, oh God, the amount of frogging I had to do when they were the wrong orientation was just ridiculous. So there you go. They're all there. It's really pretty. It was reasonably quick. I think I certainly did it in a week. It certainly could have been done before Christmas Eve per the challenge. I think the challenge was, can you do this before Christmas Eve? Now, I have a ton of fabric, so, well, there's my back. I know people are weird about backs. My backs are messy, okay? I've trimmed off the long bits, but it's still, you know, messy, lived in. But, like, the whole piece of fabric is a fat eighth, and it just keeps going and going and going. So I've used like a tiny bit, like a sixth maybe. So I can trim it off right about here, and I've still got tons left over of this pretty linen. So this linen was requested. Look at the border. It's like a 2-inch border. It's huge. I hate seeing that much weight. I'd be much more interested in the inch border. But anyway, it is what it is. So yeah, a frame on that would, a 10 by 7 being a photograph frame would be perfect for that, because you've got the border that will go around it just nicely. You could even do a double layer with, well, in my case, you see, I did this border here in the wrong color. I should have done it in this little token here. So you could do a couple of different mats and layer your colors to kind of coordinate. Yeah, but that's my finish. I may not have a fully finished by anytime soon, but I've kept the string of orts in all of the colors, and and I will make a tiny, tiny bauble. So I've got to finish, what was that one? I can't remember what it was, to be honest. I don't think it was Dark Queen, because that hasn't, I don't know. But anyway, I stuffed all the bits into this little ball, and I've got this tiny bauble filled with threads, and it is a kind of, this is a fully finished thing, and it's tiny, and I don't know where I'm going to put it yet or anything. I don't really have, fantastic plans for it, but it's a memento of a finish. So yeah, I'll get there on that. I'm gonna go before I say something stupid, because the white wine is kicking in on top of the Southern Comforts. Yes, and I feel like I should just go to bed and sleep, and then wake up again at 6 in the morning. It's like, these early mornings are killing me. It's like, why can't I sleep in? Sophie sleeps in until, I think she was 9:30, 9:45 this morning, but then she was up very, very late. She's terrible for going to bed on time, and she keeps on creeping in as well when I'm recording, so there is that. Bits behind me are floating in space at the moment. I've got a cork board there, which is sitting on a playpen. The playpen is actually for animals, so if I have a rescue, they go in there. And this thing here is a clothes horse with the metal yoke bobs for the smalls pinned up, so if I need to, I'll expand the clothes horse into the room, kind of thing. This morning I had a rescue. I had a sulphur-crested cockatoo. I have nicknamed cockatoos pterodactyls. Now, in my old home across the river, we might see black cockatoos once a blue moon. Like, they'd literally only be seen when a storm was coming in. And the story is that when you see black cockatoos, there's a storm coming, because they come down off the mountains down to the lower ground. So we had dogs. We lived in light bush. I use that. It's an Aussie term. It's trees, but it's spindly, crappy stuff. And the soil was very clay-like. We didn't have any hoppy things. We had echidnas. And we had bilbies, because the cats would constantly kill bilbies. And one of my dogs could find an echidna. He was incredible in his ability to find an echidna. And we had bunny rabbits. That was it. That was all the wildlife. Oh, sorry, we had possums. I had a possum that I used to feed for, I think, 6 months. Fed him on the deck. Would feed him watermelon. He'd come right up to me. I nicknamed him Petal. And it got to the point where I could actually go outside, yell Petal, and he'd come trundling over to us, to me in the house. So he came for about 6 months, and remained wild, nothing to do with us. But yeah, that was about it. Kept on seeing the ground dug up where the bilbies would dig in the moss for bugs, and we'd hear chirping cicadas or something, or whatever they were. But over here, where I'm living now, we're on the foothills of Mount Wellington, so we've got lots more trees. So we've got a wallaby mob that comes up across the neighbours, up to the neighbours' backyard. So they come up from the valley, up the hill. We've got 1 or 2 that will go into my neighbour's backyard that we look over, so we can look and see them. And we've got some massive eucalypts that the cockatoos will fly over. So they'll fly over and they'll be screeching like, rah, rah, and that's how they sound. They're like pterodactyls. That's why I nicknamed them pterodactyls. So whenever you see Jurassic Park or any of those dinosaur movies and you hear the pterodactyls, that's what a flock of cockatoos sound like. Anyway, got a call yesterday saying, this is on the app that you can respond to, got a call out on the app saying, juvenile cockatoo, can't walk, parents are around but don't know what's going on. The call came out again a second time, and I responded to it this time and went out, found the area that the caller had said this thing was in, and it's sitting on the ground, not moving, no sign of any birds, but occasionally I kind of thought, oh, there's something, right? So get down close and go, okay, it's moving off, not very well, but it's moving off. I had my newly bought net, and instead of throwing a towel over it, simply I threw a net over it, caught it, and then put the towel over it. And as soon as this thing screeched, like, it was full on, I'm pissed off with you, bitch, and screaming for help. This freaking cockatoo started swooping me. Now I have an Akubra on, which is kind of like a suede cowboy hat. It's an Australian hat. I had the Akubra on, so my head was protected and stuff. But this magpie swoops down. Sorry, not the magpie. The sulphur-crested cockatoo swoops down, screeching as they do. And this currawong, which is like a raven, but it's got this white line on its tail feathers. So this currawong swoops in and chases the cockatoo. So I don't know what's been going on with these birds. With the currawong has probably been hassling the cockatoo stuck on the ground, and it might have got injured or something. It may have been young indeed, but it's looking fully feathered and it looks like a big bird because there's a sulphur-crested cockatoo in the family, and it looks like it's a whole thing. Anyway, I grab it, put the towel over it. It's still screaming its head off at me, like deafening, and I'm, just holding it in the net, in the towel, put it into my crate, and look at me, and I take a picture of it, and it's just like, I'm gonna bite you if you come anywhere near me. I'm recording, Sophie. Out, please. Go.
I finished my dinner.
Okay, I'll be out soon. Go. Give me a few minutes. No. Oh, she's not listening. Sophie, I'll give you a chocolate if you go for a few minutes. Alright. Bribery and chocolate. Oh my goodness. So anyway, I get this cockatoo, pop it in the box, take a photo, send it to the caller, and because she had texted me with photos of where this cockatoo was in the first place, and sent her a photo saying, I've got it and I'm taking it to the wildlife park so they can check it out. So take it out to the wildlife park, they take it off me, and job done. But yeah, it was an interesting experience. So my first cockatoo, wild cockatoo, I've done patamelon babies, brush-tailed possums, blackbird, and couldn't catch a wallaby because it was too fast. So yeah, but I've got gauntlets, so they come up to cover my forearm, leather gloves, because there was a call for. There's been a couple of calls on the app that imply you need gloves, and I went out and I got them. They were like $11 for a pair of welding gloves, so that was fine. And Marcus is going, oh, you could probably get pruning gloves. Well, apparently, pruning gloves are for pussies who don't deal with anything, because all they were was canvas up to the elbow. It's a forearm protection, but it's only canvas, whereas the welding gloves are suede and quite thick because, welding, and it's hot stuff. So they're a little bit thicker to get talons going into and stuff. But with the call-outs for Tassie Devils saying you must have leather gloves or you need to be quick because you're going to have to run after this thing, and I'm kind of thinking, nope, I'm getting a net, and the net is going to be 1 meter long, which means that I can just go clunk and then step on the net and catch critter. So I was at the outdoor store getting a fishing net of all things, to be able to do that. So yeah, I'm on my way to being a lunatic wildlife rescuer. Yeah. Welcome to my world. Yes, but I will share photos when I can, and stories, absolutely will share the stories. Yeah. It's been a trip, being a wildlife rescuer, and that's just like in 2 weeks. Wait and see. And I'm quite happy to deal with pretty much anything. yeah, maybe an adult wombat would be a bit of a challenge. I don't know that my crate would be big enough. You don't get generally called to sick animals that are, needing that bigger crate, but they certainly can handle the babies, and it's baby season, so it's a good time to get in. So yeah. Alright, I am going to go because her nibs keeps wanting to interrupt because, God forbid that I actually go off and do something on my own. And I need to go to bed. It's actually 5 to 10 at night, so I need to go to bed. So I'll tune off, say goodnight, and yeah, don't forget, subscribe, ring the bell, get the notification when I post a video again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.